criminalize it. Let me add one other point. I know this seems overwhelming, but we have to deal with it. Jeff Sessions and his recusal. You know, I went back and really looked at this. Really looked at this. And why he recused himself. And at the time, I said he should have recused himself. I was wrong. I went back and I looked at this. Why did he recuse himself? Because he testified under oath during his confirmation hearing that he couldn't remember any meetings or any conversations or anything of the sort with any Russian official. Turns out, in his Senate office, he had met with the ambassador from Russia. Turns out, he later remembered that at the Republican National Convention, he bumped into the same guy, and in passing, they had a very non-substantive, very short, basically, hello, goodbye. Maybe there was one other occasion. Al Franken pounded away, as did the media, that Jeff Sessions lied under oath, that Jeff Sessions really can't handle anything related to the campaign or Russia, that he was an early supporter of Trump's, that he campaigned for Trump, therefore he can't be nonpartisan and objective about any investigation, so recused himself. That is a read to crawl out on. That he worked in the Trump campaign? You have U.S. attorneys who worked in the Trump campaign. You have assistant special counsel who worked in the Hillary Clinton campaign, who gave her money, who gave Obama money. You have the number two official in that operation, the lieutenant to Mueller, Weissman, who was at the Hillary Clinton victory party. Unfortunately for him, there was no victory. They don't recuse themselves. They don't step aside. As a matter of fact, Mueller went out of his way to hire these partisans. But Jeff Sessions recuses himself. Why? I'm sorry, he had no ethical duty to do that. He had no ethical duty to do that. He wasn't involved in any specific activity that would warrant recusal. He was involved in the campaign. He had no association with Russians. So he copped out. I'm sure that's why the president is furious. And then you have the deputy attorney general who recommends that Comey be fired. Comey's fired, and the Comey firing triggers the same deputy attorney general to appoint a special counsel. This is why the president's upset. This isn't a matter of, we conservatives, we need to play by the rules and the rule of law. We are playing by the rules and the rule of law. And Jeff Sessions should step aside. He shouldn't force the president to do anything after the election, before the election. What he did was wrong. If you take a really sober look at it and look back at it and analyze it, what he did was cowardly. What Rosenstein did in appointing Mueller was cowardly. And now the president of the United States has all this on his hands, this disastrous mess. Justice has gotten away from the Department of Justice. You have Mueller, who has a personal vendetta against Trump for firing his buddy. And now you can see that based on how he's conducting his investigation, how he's closed his eyes to the other side of the aisle completely and utterly. You have the Southern District of New York, where the U.S. attorney there has recused himself. And they're very angry with Trump because the former head of that office, the U.S. attorney, prosecuted Dinesh D'Souza on a nothing-burger campaign violation. Sound familiar? For which D'Souza did 20 months in federal prison. Obama never did any time in federal prison. They took foreign money. Hillary Clinton never did any time in federal prison. She violated the Espionage Act. So these same people, when Donald Trump gave a full and complete pardon to Dinesh D'Souza, they're furious with him. They want a piece of him. These are things that need to be brought up. They're tyrannical. And so now you have prosecutors in these offices playing politics, partisan politics. And they can manipulate the system the way the Southern District of New York has manipulated the system with Cohen and these campaign charges. to get into the back door of the Trump organization. What next? The Trump tax returns, which has been the demand of the media and the Democrats from day one? This is an attack on the Republic. It is almost impossible for a president of the United States to fully focus on his responsibilities, for which he has taken an oath. They're trying to cripple him, burden him, sabotage him. This is our republic. There was a fair and square election. He won the presidency. They are furious with the fact that he won the presidency. But they don't get to turn this into the old Soviet Union. And that's what they're doing. And the media not only don't sit back, the media are participating in it. Because ideologically, and they know I'm right. Tapper knows I'm right. He was raised as a leftist. Don Lemon knows I'm right, although he's too stupid to know, actually. They all know I'm right. That they are driven by ideology. They don't like Trump, and they want him removed. Which is why the media keeps pushing impeachment, 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 more than the Democratic leaders in the House and the Senate, quite frankly. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.